Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Hajar Habet and I am here with Tabang Maipa. So today we're going to present our the part 7 of our webinar series. So it's under Open Pits Planning webinar series. And today we're going to do or to show the scheduling aspects in OP. So we're going to see or to do the life of mine schedule in OP. So we are going to take the question at the end of this session, but please feel free to write in your question and we can assist you after this session. Okay, so just a quick reminder of what we have done previously. So first of all, I've started with you in webinar number 1 with MPV. So we have our geological data and we want to create our ultimate pit. Then in webinar 2, JP or Chuan, as you know him, took you through the pit design and this ultimate pit design in OP. Now when we have our practical, as you see, our practical pit, we took it back for evaluation for an MPV. So we want to optimize our ultimate pit and create our pushback through it. And also after it, we did the schedule and to do an NPV. So basically, we are going to remember the sequence created by NPV. So it's going to guide us in our schedule today. So it's a very nice key that we have an optimized sequence in OP and an optimized sequence in NPV, so it can help us through this schedule. Also, we went through evaluation technique on the difference evaluation technique in OP, and also last webinar we have done the reserves ribbon. So basically the reserve workflow, the phase solids, and also the mining blocks creation. And for today, we are going to see the schedule ribbon. So basically, it's the sequence attributes. We are going to set up our schedule and also create at the end our end of period surfaces. Okay then. But I know that we are going to focus on the scheduling ribbon, but I'm going to just have a quick review on the reserve because it's the basic of the schedule, just for you to have an idea if you weren't with us last time, and we can start then. So basically, the first thing that we want to show you in Studio OP is the workflow. So as we told you, we have the setup, the design, then the reserve and schedule. So basically, we set up our topography, our block model. Then we have an option here. This option will allow you to import your block model, your mining blocks, or you want to design them, schedule them yourself. This is a good opportunity if you have already ready mining blocks that you want just to take through the reserves and through the schedule, and you don't want to get all the struggle of the reserves again, or it's not healthy, the struggle, but you don't want to run the reserves again. Okay, so you can import them. So basically, when I check, I want to import the mining blocks from an existing file, either from OP, from an existing project, or from another software. You can see that all these defined phases and benches are grayed out, also my design, also the reserves. So basically, I just want to import what I have. So when I want to import, I just want to bring the mining solid. This mining solids will have my block ID. So very important to have the block ID, the phases order, how many pushback you have, and also this phase name. So for my case, the phase name is not important, but I can use it as the same 1, 2, 3, and also the bench. Here we can get back to what we told you in NPV, that we have created a sequence column in NPV that is going to use it as a guide. You see, then, or I have this information, I will save it, and I go straight to reserve, create my attribute if I want to create another sequence that I'm going to show you later in this session and evaluate and continue. But let's see if we want or we just have our design. So I'm going to save, and again, I still have control on the phases, and I will define my benches quickly just for you to see the process. Then I will go straight to reserves, and I want to add my strings. So basically my strings here, let me just don't send, and let me see. So basically my strings here, let me save and show you. So my strings are here. This is my design. This is my DTM of the design. Then I can create my solids, you see, and also this is very nice. I like when the pit design is fully merged with the topo and does show you exactly what is inside my pit. Okay, then I can go to bench solids. Then I can see bench by bench. So you can see here. Now I have created bench by bench solids. This is my outlines. This is what I want. Then I'm going to save it. Here, as we told you last time, but I want, because it's very important and very cool tool to show, we have 3 ways or many ways to create your mining blocks. So basically the automatic one. So if you want to cut your blocks automatically, that means you do not care about the shape of the pit, and I just want to cut it according to a tonnage per year. Okay, so I just want to see my pit after 5-6 years. If I have like a weird shape, I do not mind. This is the first automatic one. This is purely for life of mine schedule. But we have a very nice tool that we showed you many times, and it's never too much. It's the grid. The grid, that I really like the grid here. So basically, it's going to cut your blocks according to agreed for sure. And also you have you can put it at 50 by 50, 20 by 20, or whatever you want, the shape of your pit. Then you're going to create your bench solids, then your mining blocks according to this grid. You can see the cutters, and they're going to cut my my strings. So for example, if I want to change it to 20 by 20 and create the cutter, you're going to see the difference. You see, you can have it as big as you want. It does depend on the volume, how big is your pit, and what do you want to do from it. If is it life of mine, do you want just like a bigger one, or it's short term, I just want the 10 by 10 or 15 by 15. It's only depend on your operations. And the thing that I really like is when we have like 50 by 50, or sometime I have 20 by 20, then I want to cut my ore smaller. That's where we have this semi-automatic here in OP that you can cut them manually. So you can cut them manually using this grid as a guidance. So for example, if I want to see this elevation 1292, I just click on it. I can see clip using filter, use benches. So you can see that here you have this block model, and sorry, this mining block. And then, for example, you can cut it smaller or bigger as you want. See, so I've changed the grid and saved, but it's fine. You know, this is the mining blocks. And also, if you want to, always it's very good to bring your planning model and visualize as you go where is your ore, so you can target it and cut it as you want, and the shape that do you want it, and also following the grades and the ore, etc. Okay, great. So The important thing here that I wanted to show you today, so this is what just a refresher about what we have done on the previous webinars. So I don't want to save outside, and I just want to see my attribute. So now I have all my blocks, but now I want to create an attribute. This attribute can be my sequence. I want to go one by one and see create my sequence according to what I have. So it's creating a new sequence here, and then you go to, so you want to add a value, so it's kind of extra if you are familiar with OP. So it's mean I can put a category, and like it's very user friendly. You can have, for example, sequence 1, it's this value. If, for example, rock type, it's equal to or, and this is the grade that you have, etc. But what we want to show you today, that you can create an attribute for your sequence. Okay, so let me clip using benches and just go down a bit so we can see a bigger bench. And for example, I have this bench that I want to mine, and this was mentioned in another webinar of Studio OP 2.7, is I want to create a sequence, but I'm going to use a start point, and then I'm going to create or selection order will be by distance. So if I'm going to show you my face string, why? Because I want to see where is the entrance of this bench. So basically, this is the entrance of the entrance of this pit, and I want to calculate, like, according to the distance from this point, my sequence. So for example, this will be 1, this will be 2, and according to what I really, okay, where is my task? It's here. What I really want to see. So you see here, I have my pit. I have just one pushback for now. And I want to see my sequence, but it's going to be a distance from a point. Sorry, then I can click here, bring, like, this is to be the entrance of my bench. So I've clicked on this magic button here, and you can pick up the coordinates of the X and Y of these points. Then I'm going to use an interval. So the interval will be, for example, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, and then for sure I need to select. So let me put and take off my design just for you to see. So, and also my wireframe. So this is my string, this is the entrance. I'm going to select everything and apply to select it. So I'm going to apply to select it. I just want to show you the attribute. So basically it's going to show you this is the entrance of the point, and you have like here, so whatever it's closer to this point is 1, whatever is 3, then this is like closer, 4, and then it's going to create your sequence. Same thing down, and for example, I could choose another point. This is, for example, will be my entrance of the pit. Click here. I can choose, and I can change the interval, and I can continue. Okay, I didn't continue that, but it's fine. And let me select all the strings and apply to select it. If I'm going to continue my sequence, I will try again, but this time with continue, it's picking up the start from 41, and I can do like that and apply to select it. This method is very good. For example, now I have the sequence. Sometime I can come manually and change it. Why? Because, for example, I have trim blocks that I want to do, and I want to choose them myself, and also give a sequence to my trim. Then I can give the sequence to the other production mining blocks. So let's see this. If I'm finished with this pit, and the sequence 01, this will be my sequence, for example. And I will use this one that I will spend like some time putting the trims and putting the attributes, but that's it. When the schedule, I'm going to use my sequence to schedule it, and I do not tend to be interested of the rest. So all the rest will be taken care using my sequence, the sequence 02, for example. Okay, so it's very nice to use this sequence that you create using the interactive option, or you can use your sequence from MPV that was already optimized and will guide you through the design. No, guide you through the schedule. Okay, so basically just let's skip the evaluation. So you know that we showed you this last time. We evaluate the blocks, and we are going to evaluate them with MPV destination for us. So for us, what is MPV destination? Is a field coming from MPV that will guide you through what is your economic ore and what is the rest. For us, whatever its destination to the plant is my economic ore, and the rest will be waste. Okay? Then when you create your reserves attribute evaluation, you can add attributes if you have one. If you want to change anything you want from the reserve, you can add it to attribute. The same idea of adding attributes to mining blocks. Here under dependencies, very important to use the special dependencies. So basically here, we do not want to mine a block underneath another. So I do not want the undermining. So this is why I'm going to create vertical dependencies that will help me and also guide me through the schedule. Okay, then as we told you the other time, what we have or what we send to the schedule is not all this information. We send a data set. So this data set will be, for example, new. This will be for me, I can change the name to webinar 7 life of mine. So what does this means? What did I create just now? So for me, I've created, so let me open where is my webinar here? Okay, so this is my webinar and what I have created. So under the OP database, you have here the scheduling part. So the scheduling data, this is what we create. We create like 4 or 5 data. So you will have your wireframe, the solid wireframe that we have here. And also we have, I will show you here. So basically, we will have the bench reserves, the block reserves, and also the outlines. You see? So the outlines is according to what you create with the sequence and the ID and everything. Will be the feed for my schedule. Okay, so let me go to schedule and we start with the schedule ribbon. So all of this was a preparation for your schedule. I was quick because we already spoke about the reserve on the last webinar, but feel free, I will send you the link for the last webinar if you have any other question and if you need details. Now, the nice part of the schedule is the first thing is the setup. So basically, you want to select your data. What is which? So I want to bring my webinar. I put S here, but doesn't matter. Webinar 7. This is my webinar. I can use a new schedule, but if I have my own schedule, I can use it. So for example, when I'm creating this schedule, I won't lose it. I will save it. The next time I can use it, modify it, update it, etc. Okay? Then you can see your calendar. So I can save, thank you. then I will go to my calendar. So the calendar basically is going to add your periods. So do you want it daily, monthly, quarterly, yearly? It really doesn't matter. So you can see here the start of the date. You can put, is it 1 month, 1 week, quarterly? For example, I can have 180 days for one period. And here you can see the period format. So you can have like a period format of 001, 01 or 0 that you can edit it from here. So for example, you can add a new one, and this time I do want to take off the 0 from here or not. So you can always add or take a 0 from it. You see? So you can add why do I need this? Sometime sometime in Excel, when you are having like period 1, then you have period 10, when sorting is going to give you a problem. So that is taken under consideration now. So for example, the first 9 will be 0, 1, and the next will be 1, for example. So whatever the next will be um, my full periods, or 001 up to the 020, 021, etc. So this is a small details that it's taken under consideration because all of the reports can be sent to Excel and we don't want to miss the periods. You can also save, okay? This is not what I'm going to use. I will show you also how to import and export an existing one. So basically you can add a non-working days. If you have downtimes, if you have a schedule maintenance, you can add it here. And that's it for the calendar. Also, you can add here the destination. So this destination basically is your plant. And here the plant you're going to send the plant category or the dump. So what are you going to assign to my plant? So my plant will take just the category sent to plant. For my dump, we'll take just the categories goes for the dump. So same here. I can have a stockpile. I can add a low-grade stockpile that I will save, thank you. And the stockpile here will take, for example, plant and dump, but here I can put, no, I just plant, and I can put a minimum and a maximum to send to my stockpile. You see? So there is multiple way to add multiple stockpiles, multiple dump points if you have. Also, you have the machines. So for the machines, you can add your drillers and your loaders. It's according to what you have. Also, you can edit the capacity of your loader. Also, the loader can take categories. This loader is just for ore, or it's for both. And you can have like loader for ore, loader for waste, and whatever it is in your operations. Okay, then we want our caterpillars for sure. So this is our haul tracks. We can add how many haul tracks we have, the capacity, is it per ton per load or volume per load. We can change also the utilization of I'm not using them all the time, and I can edit also the utilization of my haul tracks. Okay, then I want to import my whole routes. So there is a way how to create your whole routes information in OP. Okay, so you can create it just once, then you can import them, and I will show you how to import them just now. So I can go to load. If I like all my setup, so I only do that once. If I like all my setups, I can save them as XML file. If I do want them to be imported, I can import them from here. So for example, I already have my XML done. Then you can see the changes happened here. So I have my plants, I can have my waste, save, and I just change. And also I have my loader with all the capacities that I have and the difference utilization for different periods. Also how many trucks that I have, but the important thing is my haul routes. So I have all the information about my bench exit, my pit exit, the intersection, the destination, also the dump points and the roads. So there is a way to do that in OP. We will be glad to show you that later on. If you have any question, you can approach and send us an email, and we will be happy to help you. But once you do um, your haulage route, then everything will be fine. And also you will be reporting your haulage route, your haulage hours, and you can take advantage of the information that you have from your trucks. Okay, here we want to constrain. Do we have targets? For sure, we will have targets for our plant, for our waste. So for example, for our period, that is a quarter, that is 4 months, this is the minimum and the maximum that we can achieve, 500,000 tons of ore, but in the same time we have 3.7 million as minimum for our waste and 4.1 million for our tonnage for our waste. Also, you can create filters, you can create dependencies if you want. Also, activities, we can add drilling activities, loading activities, pre-splitting activities. So for example, you can have information about the pre-split, the drilling, and also the loading. Okay, so if we say that everything here is well set up, everything is all right, how can we do the schedule? So I just want to introduce you to what we have here as windows to help me to see and to schedule. Okay, so I'm just going to redraw here to see my all information, and let me just see this, delete them. I don't need all this information. Also the dependencies. Yeah, just bear with me 1 second, and I just want to unload them. And my roads, I don't need them for now. So I just want to take a look at my wireframe, and also I can take off the points and RD to redraw display. Perfect. So this is the strings, so the outlines, and also my wireframe. So this is pit number 1. So I'm going to do this test for pit number 1, but I have done the same thing for the whole pit. This is for phase number 1, but I've done it for the whole pit. I will show you the result later on. So what we like is this target. So we can have a target here. Okay, so when I'm going to schedule in period 1, and I do want to select a block. But before mining these blocks, if I'm going to do short term or long term, I would like to see what is inside this block. So when I've selected these two, I see here, this is like 2 blocks selected. They are from dumps, and this is the tonnage, this is the volume. Okay, and I can see here my targets in front of me. So in period number 1, I didn't mine anything yet, but I can see the actual, the difference, the status, etc. And also when I finish, the period here will show me how much I have from plants, how much I have in waste, and also the information about the grades that I don't have here in targets. So if I want to select, and no bunch exists filed for row 1, so I didn't, okay. I'm going to skip that because I haven't Okay, class number 1. It's fine because I haven't imported the right whole truth. But you can see now, for example, I've selected these two, and then I can see how much I mined. So here the actual tonnage that I mined is 3,000, and also in my destination I can find them here. Never mind. So if I want to mine all of this in once, how can I do it? So basically I can mine everything in one period. Then using what? Using my sequence that I created. Then I'm going to use what we call a spillover. And according to the capacity of my loader, I'm going to spill over from period 1 to period 2, etc. So to do just one test for you. So for example, I'm going to select all the blocks. It's going to ask me about the bit exit, but it's fine. We know that that is not a problem. So this is loader number 1, and I'm over using my loader, but that's fine. This is what we are going to do. We are going to mine all of that, then we are going to spill over it. But wait, I just want to show you here what I wanted to do. So you can mine order of the selection that you do manually, but also you can do by attribute. So the sequence that we talk about from MPV or from the one that we created just now, it can be your guidance. It can be followed by the software to mine all of the bits once. Then it's going to spill over all the information. So for example, I'm mining. Sorry. Let me select again and done. So now I'm scheduling. Now it's going to complain about what I have. I have like an amount of hours of tracks, but now I'm over doing it or overestimating that. This is why we can use the capacity of the loader as a red line that we cannot cross, then we can spill over. Okay, schedule. Then I'm going to use loader number 1. It's going to complain about my hours, also about the hours of the truck, and it's going to mine everything for me. Okay, so if I want to say update, not update, sorry, edit, I can see on period number 1 what I have, like from all this information that I have. So I will have some blocks with red. What does mean? Means that everything that is red is above the capacity, is like exceeding the capacity of your loader. Then you can just spill over it. So everything that is below will be sent to period number 2. Everything else will be below, will go to period number 3. And also you can use this edit from in another screen. So as you are mining, you can see all the information about your loaders, if you have multiple loaders, and you can have all the information about the category. Okay, so for that, I have already done the schedule here that I want to show you. So in edit, you can see that I have now, when I did the spillover for all the pits, I have from period number 1 to period number 2 spill over to the final period, that is the 24. And now under period number 1, I don't have any red lines. I didn't exceed the capacity of my loader, etc. Then you can see this schedule. So if you want to see the schedule, you can see the play. So now I've colored my pits on phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 for you to see the difference and how this schedule looks like with the sequence column that we used. Also, we can see the graphs. So basically we can see the tonnage that I have mined from waste of tons. I can, for example, the last one is 22, so I can limit that to 22, so you can see the ore and the waste targeted. Also, we can see the target. Did we follow the target or not? So basically, very easy. You can come to target and you want to see the plants for sure, and you will see this is the minimum and the maximum. Did I get to that or not? So for example, I can go to 21. No, this is not the one that I want. This is the one that I want. Yeah, the graph, I want to go to my targets, and this is the schedule. So basically you can see that the it's almost inside, but then I have like some periods with very high tonnage of ore and the other not. So this can be edited, and then we can edit the sequence to guide our targets and our production through the targets. Okay, so this the method that we use, the loader, to respect your capacity. Then you create the life of mine schedule. Then you can use the auto scheduler. So here the auto scheduler will respect your loader and capacity and the trucks and also your targets. So we will be talking about the auto scheduler in other webinars, or if you like, we can you can ask us through emails to show you the auto scheduler. Also, what we want to show you again is also what is the reporting looks like. So whatever you can do, you can edit, you can update, and you can see your schedule from the graphs, but also you can have a copy from Excel. So when I'm clicking here on Excel, I will have a database with all the information about my period. The period, the tonnage, the categories mined, and everything is there. Also, for that block, what is the ramp section used? Also, the haulage distance, the track hour, the cycle time. All this information can be mined and can be used to create your report. For example, to create a report with the tonnage and also your average of gold, and see are you and add also the target to see are you using are is your schedule is good or not. Also you can create according to what you have the cycle time of your haulage distance as well, to calculate how many trucks you need if you don't already have an idea about them. So using this information, you can create that. I can show you a quick report that you can do with this database. So basically you can create your ore tonnage against your pit and loaders. You can create also your the waste tonnage by loader, and also you can have a fleet database or fleet information, so you can know how many trucks you needed for each period. So all this information can be extract from that block mod from that schedule also. But for example, if you created or you have created your reports, you can always use it as a template, so you don't do the work twice. So under report settings, you're going to add what you have as a template. Then it's going to update only the database and create all the charts, create all the calculation that you already have there, and you can have an updated one. Okay, so you can also update. So for example, let's say that I've took all this time and I have done my schedule, but something went wrong. They gave me the wrong block model. That happens a lot. So what I do, I will go back to setup for sure. I will change my block model from define, Then I will go strict to reserve and evaluate my blocks again. Then I'm going to create a data set with this new reserves that I really need, and it's wrong. Do I have to do and redo the schedule? No. You're going to go to update schedule. So here you can update your schedule if you updated your reserves, you updated your outlines. Where do I need that? For example, I have like short-term schedule and I've updated my topography. I updated my topography, so automatically I have updated my block solids and outlines. So here I need to update my outlines. Then I can uh, update my schedule. Then if there is need any adjustment, that will be easy, but not doing the whole schedule again. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to show you today without losing much time is the end of period surfaces and how do you create the end of period surfaces using OP. So basically it's this button. So you have your topography that you want to browse for it and bring it, and which period do you want to see? Do I want to see period 2? I want to see, for example, from period 2 to period 3. What is the difference? Then I can give it a name and I can generate my end of period surfaces. So according to my topography and my blocks mind. So for example, this is the end of period surfaces. I can use it with a satellite image so you can see the difference. Let me take the shiny thing out. Then you can see this is what it should look like after the period number 3. Where do I need that? That is definitely needed when you send it to your surveyors so they can pick up the pit and see and do their reconsideration and see do they really respect that or not. Okay, so basically today we went through the schedule, not all of it for sure, but most of it, how to do the schedule, how to see reports, and also how to create your end of period surfaces. Please, I think we get to the end of this session and this webinar.